So what is the most popular vodka to throw on the ground? And can you write a love poem to disposed of urine as the subject that doesn't, piss people off? And how do you keep a vast network of people together who go through every borough in New York City and who enjoy the work of picking up, as you can see in these photos, the stuff of which New York, our homes, is too often associated? And who said, if you cut me open, I'd be just styrofoam and bird feathers? Listen, setting aside the 50 tons of trash gathered in Times Square on January 2nd every year by a Department of Transportation, all in one spot and, scooped up and tossed in one day with all that budget, there are social clubs around the city that are litter picking at scale. And Rachel Kane, who formed Pickup Pigeons, is the most prominent. She's a resident of New York who's activated by trash. And she'll tell us, why she's activated, why her soul moves on the subject of trash. In her professional life, though, she's an attorney and an urban planner. John Young would love that, my colleague, that works on some of the biggest construction projects and real estate projects here in the United States. She loves cats, birds, and exploring the streets of this amazing city with her pals. And she's the person I just quoted. Rachel, welcome to the intelligent community.
Thank you so much for having me. What a wonderful introduction with so many questions that we have answered through our work picking up trash around New York. So,
well, you've asked more questions, I think, than you've answered. For people like me. So you formed Pickup Pigeons in 2023, and it's referred to as a club. The media reports on it. You were named the New Yorker of the Week by our prominent local news channel. Was this the original intention to form a social or community club? What animates you?
It certainly was not the intention, and it's been a wonderful kind of byproduct of my initial urge, which was to tidy. So, as you know, living in New York, you walk around there, depending on where you are, there may be a significant litter around you. And it comes from a lot of different places. It's not all just people tossing it. It blows in from places, falls off the truck, comes out of people's bins, stuff like that. So, I started picking up trash by myself once a week. I just thought this is something I would like to do. It's gratifying, like incredibly satisfying to do. And then I thought, might be more fun with people, others. Yeah. So I put a little request out on Reddit if anyone in my neighborhood wanted to meet up in my weird schedule, which is like very late night weeknights, works the best for me. And a few people showed up, and then a few more people, and a few more. And it just grew from there. And then the social aspect, the kind of club aspect, really became like the primary thing holding us all together. We do meet up afterwards, we do activities together. We've become, many of us are close on a super, like a real friendship level. We go to holidays together. We watch each other's cats when we're out of town, So yeah, it did become a social club, and it was just purely accidental and such a wonderful, happy accident.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And obviously these people are like-minded. It's a long list. I mean, you talk about starting with a couple of people a couple of years ago, but if you go on your site, you've got this great Trash 2025 report. It's a long list of people. So you cover all 5 of the boroughs here in New York, right?
We do, yes. And we're one of only a few groups that are not neighborhood specific. So very common for there to be a neighborhood group. And, usually they're at 10 a.m. on a Saturday or Sunday. And that's not working for me. I would like to be in bed at that time. And also I have the urge to explore things. Like the city is so vast in many ways, even though it's, a small physical area. It's very dense, and there's lots to learn and explore and touch. So we do go to, and now we've been to all 5 boroughs, and we try to do a different neighborhood every week.
Okay, so that's by design. And in terms of rotating around the boroughs, again, you call it a flight log on your site. I mean, you people really have to look at this. It's amazing how organized you are, but you have this flight map. and it's a map of the city, and it shows where you've picked up, and it looks like what doesn't actually say where the most trash is. What borough has the most trash?
That is something that we should make a map of for next year. So thank you.
I'm going to guess it's Queens.
Honestly, Queens never disappoints, really. Sometimes Astoria is a bit too clean. I'll say that.
Yeah,
but,
Astoria.
Good for it. It's lovely. But,
those are people like me out there. It's not, not real people who live real lives.
Right. No, we always do love going out to Astoria, though. We have a number of Astorians in the group. And so we like to the restaurants out there are crazy. But yeah, Queens has a lot. I'll say, South Brooklyn is great. Some areas of Staten Island have been good. The Bronx, we would really like to know the Bronx more. So that's the goal in the coming year, is to return there more frequently. But, in my experience, because we do, there's so much Brooklyn in our flight log, as you may have noticed. And so, South Brooklyn, I think, is a hub.
Yeah. And again, you're not an archaeologist. We talked about this a little bit offline, but you see things, again, that excite you in the trash. What are you seeing? I know what my generation throws away, but what are you seeing out there now? Is there some kind of sort of ubiquitous set of elements that are out in our garbage?
It's funny to watch things evolve. When I first started doing it, still very much COVID era, and there were masks and gloves everywhere, no matter where we went.
Yeah. Right,
discarded on the ground. But, vapes, we pick up a lot of vapes now.
Yeah.
Those disposable vapes are just everywhere, anywhere we go, no matter what the neighborhood. It could be a very ritzy neighborhood or like just anywhere random. And there's vapes everywhere. But, and that's been a kind of recent trend. This coming year, last year, as you noted, we tracked vodka only, brands of vodka. So we try to gamify things a little bit. It makes it fun for everybody. There's a guy in the group who doesn't drink at all. And he said, "What? There's so much vodka and all these brands I've never heard of." So he started keeping track of how many of different brands of vodka we picked up last year. But in the coming year, we're going to be doing just alcohol in general by type. So it'll be X amount of vodka, X amount of whiskey, X amount of tequila, whatever. And we're looking forward to making sweeping generalizations about neighborhoods based on these findings. So
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And are you guys going to issue a state of the city report when you find out?
You just made the title for the next year's wrap up. Thank you.
Right. Okay.
Yes, we absolutely will. We'll let everyone know our
city. Yeah.
We'll be back with more of The Intelligent Community in a moment. The Intelligent Community is the official podcast of the Intelligent Community Forum. For cities, counties, and regions around the world, ICF charts new paths to economic and community development using digital technology and a holistic approach to growth. We do it through a program called the Community Accelerator. Our work is based on the experience of more than 200 communities in an active network and 25 years of consulting and research into their best practices. To learn more about how your community can benefit or to become a member of our network, visit www.intelligentcommunity.org and look for us on X, Instagram, and LinkedIn @New Communities, and watch for Lou's weekly vlogs. This podcast is funded by the members of the forum and the ICF Institutes in Ohio and Taiwan. If you like this podcast and are hearing it for the first time, a new podcast drops every 2 weeks. To listen to previously released episodes, visit intelligentcommunity.org/podcast or wherever you get your podcasts. And now back to the Intelligent Community Podcast.
So with regard to that vodka, I found that fascinating. I'm not a vodka drinker per se, but the most popular vodka to throw on the ground was
New Amsterdam.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And I attribute this, it has a variety of flavors, apparently, that the runner-up Voda does not possess. So, but these are the little nip bottles, that get tossed. So,
is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah,
not the
and
big.
for the most part, sometimes it'll be a giant bottle, but we do not distinguish. We're into numbers only at this point. There's a limited amount of stats we can gather while still being active trash pickers on this, on the picks. So I've got a little whiteboard attached to the can, and anything that kind of interests us, we will mark it on the board. And obviously, we keep track of the poundage and the bags, and we also track kudos, what we call kudos, so compliments for people on the street. And we've got a little bell that we ring. So if someone gives us a kudo, we ring the bell, and it, everyone cheers. I don't know. It makes it really fun, and that's kind of what on the club kind of point why we're always thinking of new ways to make this fun for us, because ultimately it's a Sisyphean, task of picking up garbage on the street, and especially in neighborhoods, hard to see a major impact, right? We do feel good about doing it, but ultimately it's for us to have a wonderful time engaging in our city and, enjoy each other's company as well as doing something good for the city.
I think that's so holistic. I mean, in terms of community development, and you do a civic virtue. You do apply civic virtue. I was reading someone, and I can't remember his or her name, but it was during the Staten Island pickup, and she reported there was a huge turnout. Yeah. Almost entirely of regulars, they said. And it felt, I'm quoting now, it felt, as it always does, like a community. Afterwards, many of us went to that Sri Lankan place. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's a typical example, isn't it, of what happens?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And it's just been wonderful, like getting to know everyone that is like-minded, as you noted. Like we have a lot of commonalities just in our interests and lifestyles, but also like we learn so much from each other. Actually, we're starting to do this next one will be, I'm always looking for new things we can do together, and especially expand beyond just picking up trash. We will always pick up trash. Uh-oh. We love it. But I'm interested in kind of getting a little more academic or community involved in the coming year and doing other kinds of activities. So this next pick will be our first ever mock debate at the bar after the pick. So, I have like a little document now where people are putting in ideas for, two-sided debates or speeches they might like to give at after the picks. And we're going to have a debate about, and I think this first one is going to be, one side is kind of playing devil's advocate, right? It's the city's job to pick up trash. Why are we doing it? And the other side will say, no, we are the city. It is on us to pick up the trash. Like it's everyone's responsibility to take care of their built environment. So anyway, and we'll see how it goes, because we all obviously in our hearts, what side we're on. But
absolutely. And it's, again, it's such a virtuous discussion, right? About whose city is it? Whose democracy is it? And we at ICF, we always talk about rebuilding, re-innovating democracy from the ground up. We've got 200 cities that actually do that, and you see the results. There are people like you out there. Now, when you talk about the city, the outgoing mayor, well, I guess he is gone as we record this, had this reasonably successful rat patrol. I mean, right? He got rid of the rats, but he's kind of pushing at you folks because presumably you should be putting your trash in, and I don't want to get in the weeds too much for the audience, but you should be putting your trash in containers. You say, no, we're just picking up stuff and we're putting it in the litter baskets on the corners. Just briefly, what's the argument there? I mean, you would think the city would be delighted to have you guys.
Yeah. First of all, shout out to the Rat Czar.
The Rat Czar.
Incredible job title and a very cool person from what I understand. I think there have been less rats. There's still a lot of rats. Containerization push, has been a great thing. And that's a lot of residences under 9 units now have to put their trash in a can, et cetera. That's all fine. There has been, and I don't know if it's been actually implemented yet, a rule that is allegedly more targeted at the BIDs, the business improvement districts. That is to say that if any kind of community organization picks up trash, that trash needs to be containerized. And obviously that's a problem when you're roaming at will around the city at night, picking up huge amounts of illegally dumped stuff. as our group does.
Right.
And typically, we put it next to a public trash can, which hasn't been an issue yet. And I would be super shocked if there was some kind of enforcement effort against me, but if so, like, come at me, But
spoken like a New Yorker.
Yeah, it's interesting. It kind of is what it is, and I understand the push for it, obviously, and that's something I am interested in finding out more about what the forces are between, and I think mostly it's money, right? Of like emptying these the public bins more regularly. Creating new public bins in underserved areas, I think, is actually politically pretty difficult. I looked into this for my own neighborhood recently. Yeah. So, there's a lot of funding issues on that hopefully we'll be able to dig into in the next year. But yeah, our process is because we're not going to haul this trash around with us for like 2 miles or however long we're walking.
Oh, it's crazy.
And by the way, in 20-degree weather in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
The
fact that you're doing it should give them, put a smile on the city's face. Don't let them pick on you. So I think we're actually out of time, Rachel. I want to do this again, though. I want to pick this back up.
Oh, I'd love to.
When you do your report, but I just quickly again, if people want to become a part of the group, the Pickup Pigeons, in another city, just again in a 15 seconds, what would be the first step? I mean, obviously, you're unique, you're a special person, but what would you think?
I think there is no one way to do this. I think learn your city's rules about trash pickup primarily. Mm-hmm. And then get a bag and preferably some gloves and pick up trash. It doesn't need to be a whole ordeal. You don't need a can. You don't need a car. You don't need even a group. You can do it by yourself.
Just do it, right? I mean,
it can look like whatever you want it to look like.
Right, the Nike logo with the trash under. Just do it. Okay. And again, speaking of picking up and having gloves to do it, there's a great poem by Kelly D called Ode to a Piss Bottle. I won't quote it here. I'll post it. But the last line is great. They say that all that glitters isn't gold. And they kind of got that right. But it's brilliant the way that poem. It's not what you think it is. So I'll tease the audience to go see it. Rachel Kane, thank you so much for being with us and for all that you do for my city.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so delighted to be here.
And, I'll try to keep the Upper East Side clean for you.
That's right. I expect nothing less.
All right. And we will speak again.
Great. Thank you.
Good luck with everything else. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Well, that concludes my conversation with Rachel Kane, the founder of Pickup Pigeons here in New York. For more information, you can email her at pickuppigeons@proton.me. And we thank her again for making the time. To learn more about the Intelligent Community Forum, go to intelligentcommunity.org. And make sure that you learn about our upcoming VIP delegation tour to Taiwan. You'll be seeing that in the emails that we'll be sending out to you and on our website. We thank the members of the Intelligent Community Forum and our institutes around the world for supporting this and other The Intelligent Community, the Soul of the City podcasts. On behalf of our producer, Ari Yates, I'm Lou Zaccarella, reminding you that there really is no place like home. So take out the garbage.